Hi guys, in today's video we're going to talk about politeness again. I know we already talked about it in one of the previous videos. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch. But today we'll talk about how to interrupt somebody in a conversation politely and when to do that. So if you want to learn an important skill of polite interruption, watch this video until the end. My name is Anastasia and this is English with LinguaTrip. Let's get started.
Everything's in English.
All you need to know.
All right. How did you learn to speak English?
Well, first of all, in case you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all the rules and norms of the English language, the rule of thumb is observe what other people are doing. Listen to the phrases they're saying. Observe the moments at which they stop somebody else and contribute what they have to say in the conversation. Okay, so just observe what is appropriate in that particular environment, in that situation, and you should be fine. But that's the general rule, okay? And also, there are 3 general rules about the time, the appropriate time when it's okay to interrupt. Well, first, you can interrupt when somebody is taking a pause to take a breath, then you can do that. If somebody has finished a sentence or a thought, or when you have a good point that would positively contribute to the conversation. But make sure that you measure your timing carefully. You don't want to be too long when you're making a short contribution into a conversation, right? Otherwise, you will be seen as quite rude. And also, as we usually say, don't forget about your intonation. Be kind, be friendly, be open, and also your body language can help you with that. You know, if you raise your arm, if you sort of lean forward, that can help your verbal expressions if you want to interrupt a conversation, and it can soften it and you will be seen as more polite. So now let's move to the language part. First of all, apologize for the interruption. And in order to do that, you can use the following phrases. I'm really sorry for interrupting, but... and then you say what you have to say.
Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting.
Or you just can use the shorter version. I'm sorry to interrupt, but... la la la.
Sorry to interrupt, but...
Or if you are a more expressive, a more emotional person, you can say, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt, but... and then continue with your thought.
I'm terribly sorry to interrupt, Your Majesty, but...
If, for example, somebody's saying something to you and you have a phone ringing, you can say, oh, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt, but I have to take this call. And then you go off and take a call. In this case, even if your call is necessary, even if, you know, other reasons for your attention are important, you will still probably feel uncomfortable that you had to interrupt somebody. So it's okay to say you're sorry. And if you say something like that, like one of the phrases that we've just taught you, it shows that you know you're committing a communication faux pas. By the way, do you know what faux pas is? It's like the wrongdoing or a mistake of some sort. So when you apologize for interruption, you demonstrate that you're committing a communication faux pas. Make sure that you use these phrases sparingly, because no expression, no phrase automatically gives you the permission to interrupt somebody all the time. So if you use them from time to time, if you interrupt from time to time, you'll be fine. You won't come across as rude. So that was about apologizing for interruption. Another thing you can do is ask for permission to join the conversation. And here are some useful phrases to do that. For example, you can say, can I interrupt for a moment?
Can I interrupt for a moment?
Or, excuse me, can I jump in there? If you have something to add, jump in is more informal.
Can I jump in?
Or you can say, excuse me, may I add something quickly? But you need to make sure you're quick as well.
May I ask you something?
Or you can say, oh, can I stop you here for a moment when somebody's speaking? Or you can say, if somebody's pausing, for example, you can say, before you move on, I'd like to say something. This phrase is very good for a work environment, for example.
Before I go, I'd just like to say something.
Why are these phrases useful? Well, first of all, when somebody else is talking, the best way to speak up is to explicitly ask for permission. Asking for permission to join the conversation will help you understand if that's the right time to do so, because there is nothing worse than somebody interrupting and the other person, the original speaker, losing the train of thought. And when you ask for permission, it also acknowledges the fact that you're actually interrupting, not as if you were not listening and decided to say something. So altogether, you will come across as a self-aware and polite person. And now guys, I'm having to interrupt myself because I can't keep silent anymore. We've prepared a great offer for you. Great holiday sale is 40% off our most popular courses and marathons. You've definitely heard, and some of you took part in our most popular courses such as intermediate to advanced, elementary to intermediate, the one and only British accent pronunciation 2022, and many, many more. Now you can get them all with up to 40% off. Please click the link in the description box and grab your deal. Another tip that a lot of people, especially non-native English speakers, can find useful is asking for time. Some English speakers, especially American English speakers, can seem quite fast speakers. If you find it hard to keep up with that, or you need more time to gather your thoughts, then you can use certain phrases to ask for time. That's totally fine, you'll sound polite, and after all, you want to formulate a cohesive argument. So nobody would mind that. And to ask for more time, you can use the following phrases. You can say, hold on. Again, intonation is really important here. If you say, hold on, that could seem a little bit aggressive, but if you just say, hold on, or hold on please.
Hold on, please.
And you can say, just a minute, if you need more time to think.
1 minute, just a minute.
Wait, what about, and then continue your thought if you didn't have a chance to finish and somebody else jumped in.
Wait, what about the treasure?
You can also say, can we just pause a second?
I'm sorry, can we just pause for a minute?
Or one quick thing, and then people will know that you have something to say.
Next up, we have one quick thing.
You can also say, just one thing, and then continue expressing your thought.
Just one thing.
Or you can use the phrase, just let me say, and then continue.
Let me just say.
Or, used with the right intonation, you can say, listen. But here it's important to be friendly, because sometimes listen can sound quite patronizing, as if you're talking down to somebody. You know, listen.
Listen.
That can show a slightly different attitude, so make sure that you have a friendly intonation.
Listen.
And another tip for polite interruptions today is to make a suggestion. Offering suggestions is a lovely and polite way to wrap up a conversation, or to add more points to the conversation so that they could be explored, or to add some creativity to the conversation. If you need to do that, or if you need to add some action plans to your conversation, you can use the following phrases. You can say, it would be interesting to, and then continue.
It'll be interesting to find out.
Or why don't we, and then make a suggestion.
Why don't we,
Or you can say, how about, la la la.
How about this? How about this?
So if you are in a busy conversation, you want to interrupt, a suggestion can be a good contribution. This is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Let us know in the comments below what tip you found the most useful, or share your experiences of having a conversation in English. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and watch our other videos. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.